We're here with Mike Shoen, and he is running in District 3 against
Ben Quayle, number 1, and number 2, John Holbert, the Democrat. Quayle is the Republican.
right. And this is the second time you're running for.
Right. I ran in '08 against the longtime incumbent John Shadegg, and Shadeg's leaving finally, and so all Republicans are scrambling to get a sure win out of this thing, and Quayle with 22% got the Republican nomination out of a field of 10 Republicans in the primary. And so he's sort of hiding out. He doesn't do well, and doesn't compare well against John Holbert, and I don't think he compares well against myself. So he doesn't want to participate in any debates or forums that he doesn't have to, and he hasn't. So,
Shows that he doesn't want to fight you because he might lose.
right. He loses every time. I know that every time he is compared against a Holbert or myself, he doesn't come off very well because he doesn't have very much experience, and people are concerned about this family issue. He doesn't have he has a wife, and he's newly married. So he's, and against myself, he doesn't compare very well because he hasn't been involved in public issues like I have since 2002 in a very active way. He's been doing what young people a lot younger than I am do. They're not interested in that.
Okay, first of all, you're running as a Libertarian.
Right.
Could you expound on why you're running as a Libertarian, and what is a Libertarian?
Well, I'm running as a Libertarian because it costs about $2.6 to $5 million to run as a Democrat or a Republican. That's a fact. That's a truth. And also, neither the Republicans nor the Democrats would accept a truthful candidate. They have to massage profoundly the information that's presented. So a Libertarian, I think, has a better opportunity to tell the truth. And I happen to agree with the Libertarian philosophy, which is the individual is of primary importance, not the state. So that's why I'm running as a Libertarian. I don't score 100% on every Libertarian issue, but I score real high on it.
Tell us a little about your professional experience.
I've got about 20 years working as an attorney, doing primarily litigation. And we used to call that trial attorney, but then it morphed into a different name after I started. I worked as a loss control analyst. I worked as an engineering manager, a technical writer, an author. I was a deputy prosecuting attorney also, which is equivalent here in this state of a county attorney, deputy county attorney, or assistant county attorney in this state, prosecuting crimes. And I've also worked as an author, a publisher, and a retailer. And I've done a lot of hands-on work, for myself, down in the dirt type of thing, where I had to take a real long shower in the evening to get clean. So I've done some of that too, and I've had a lot of experience doing a lot of things. And as a kid, I did a lot of hands-on work in little manufacturing plants and I guess you'd say a farm type of labor. So I got some sort of I didn't stay in five-star hotels my whole life, and I have some empathy for people who actually have to work and cannot manipulate others to get economic success.
Okay. And so you've lived in Arizona for a while.
Yeah, since 1964. That's a while. My wife and I lived out of state for about 11 years during that time, so I figure we're pushing 40. I've got about pushing 40 years as a resident of Arizona.
And you have children and grandchildren?
Yeah, we have a beautiful granddaughter who if we're running on who has the prettiest granddaughter, I think I'd win. Very lovely child. And we have 3 kids, and they're all grown. One is in her last year of college. The others are older.
Excellent. Have you received any endorsements so far from any prominent people?
No, well, for some friends, yeah.
Okay.
But no, I don't think any prominent people. I've had people are helping me, and I haven't sought endorsement from prominent people. I've tried to. My objective has been to communicate the truth about what's going on, so citizens can make their own decisions. And I have a lot of trust in the average, so-called average citizen, because I've tried 25 jury trials to a completion, and juries do a real good job if they're given the information. So that's what I've tried to do, is give people the information. That's one thing that mainstream media doesn't do. So I've tried to do it, and it's really a way for me to do something good for society. I've been very fortunate. I've been privileged as compared to a lot of Americans with the opportunities I had. A lot of people didn't have the opportunities that I've had, and so I'm in a position where I have opportunity, time, and money to do something other than just work and scratch for a living. So I'm trying to give back, to do a little bit something. It's the least I can do.
You mentioned that the government or the politicians are not being truthful. Would you be able to expound on that?
Well, I think anybody can expound on that, or anybody who's, over 30 years old and has been conscious. So it's, that's pretty obvious as you get older and older. There's a law called the biological imperative, and that's a law in biology, and what it says is that all organisms tend to increase their size and/or strength. And so if you get an organization that's a political organization, like a congressperson or the administrative branch, they want to get stronger and bigger all the time, and they find specious reasons to excuse their growth. They should have a certain amount of power and a certain amount of size, but once they achieve that size, they still want to get larger, so they cook up all sorts of crazy reasons to get stronger. There's 2 main reasons. One is the welfare state, one is the warfare state. We need to take care of everybody, so you need to give us your taxes, your money, and your rights, and we'll take care of you. That's sort of what the Democrats have said often, and the Republicans, on the other hand, have often said, they said, why don't you give us the same rights and the same taxes, and we'll protect you from the boogeyman, the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf that's over there that we created, that we armed, we financed, and we ticked off. And now we're going to magnify that threat as we can. So to the extent that the welfare state and the warfare state are creations of politicians, they're lying. Okay? And it's not surprising that adults lie or that adult males lie. But the politicians, this country has gone crazy with misdirection at the top from our national politicians in Congress and in the Senate and in the administrative branch. And so it's a big subject.
Which your website is MikeShoenForCongress.com.
Right.